Aren't you tired of boring and predictable podcasts? Remember the movie Groundhog Day? Ugh. The only thing predictable about this show is that we're guzzling booze. Count on it. This is the Appleboys podcast. Appleboys.us. If it's NFTs, music festivals, sporting events, strip clubs, current events, or masturbation techniques. Did I read that right? There's more than one? Fueled by, but not sponsored by, Miller Lite. This is the Appleboys podcast. Now your hosts, Josh, Cory, Rob, and Jimmy. Rob has issues. Just saying, bro.
Hello again, and welcome to the Appleboys podcast. I'm Rob, and I'll be your host this evening. Tonight I've got Jimmy here.
It's Jimmy.
And with us, we've got, as always, Josh.
Hello.
And Cory.
Hey, it's Cory. What's up?
As you can tell, Josh and Cory sound a little different tonight. They've been afflicted by some virus that's going around. We're not sure what's going on. Josh, how do you think you got sick?
Wait, last week didn't we talk about how Josh's voice was kind of fucked up, but I knew and you didn't know? And you were like freaking out, like, why does Josh's voice sound so weird?
Yeah.
I don't really remember this, though.
Oh.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
afflicted your memory, too.
It's afflicted my memory, too.
Yeah, you're kind of fucked up last week.
I
So.
don't know. It might have been that girl last week or something. I don't know.
Oh, God.
The girl that's not your wife?
No. She was there.
We talked about that last week, too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was
so
when we were at Disney.
you may not remember,
Of
but
course.
last week's episode, Josh titled it the cucking episode.
The female cuckening.
Yes.
That's a rare one. I like that.
Yep.
Cory, what about you? How did you get sick, do you think?
I think I got it from someone I met in a bar.
Why does that sound like a lie, Cory?
Well, because it is a lie. I'm lying.
Oh.
Why are you lying?
I don't know where I got it, honestly.
It wasn't me, though.
All right, well,
And it wasn't this bar.
we couldn't keep this going very long. It turns out that Josh and Cory are both out of town. So
So you're stuck with us.
stuck with us. And if you guys want to formally introduce yourselves with your real names, we'll just go around the table. Go around the table.
Go around the table.
All right, got our good friend William here.
Hello. Filling in for
And
Josh.
We also got a returning guest.
Other William.
I'm Will. You can call me Will.
Yeah, so we're going to go with Will, the returning guest, and William. William's new. Welcome to the podcast, William.
Thank you.
Welcome,
Glad to be
William. Yeah,
Glad to be here.
good times.
Just to make it easier, we may switch to Yum Yum at some point during the podcast, just to really clarify.
Yum Yum.
Yeah, I respond easily to that, so I get that.
It's the back half of his
Yeah, name.
name,
Oh.
but like twice.
Yum.
So
Got
yeah,
it.
Yum, but
Billy
like Yum Yum.
Yum.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Got it.
nice.
yeah.
Yes.
Hey James,
What's up, Rob?
how's work been for you this week?
Well, this week there was a very special holiday. Some like to call it 420.
What's that?
Well, it's basically St. Patrick's Day, but instead of alcohol, people do weed.
That
Nice.
holiday exists?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you were there celebrating with me. You may not remember.
I can't remember at all.
It's
Yeah.
a Canadian holiday.
And
Of course, they do it
I
different.
mentioned 420 being significant to your work because I had an 8 a.m. meeting the day after 420
Oh no.
and don't remember anything from that meeting.
As is customary. Did you show up on time to this meeting?
In my defense,
That's a no.
there was a ton of traffic and I was only about 10 minutes late.
Were you the only person late?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, there's one person that came in like 10 minutes after me, so I was good. But
yeah.
they did clap for me as I came in.
Of
Nice.
course they did.
I don't know if that's just because, or if they knew that the previous day was 420 and they were like, congratulations, you came in even though you're high.
They probably just saw your aura, your orange aura coming through the door, and they had to greet you.
Yeah, I was glowing for one reason or the other, that's for sure.
It's definitely a side effect of the weed.
Yeah.
Well,
Nice.
good. Did you guys, Will or Yum Yum, did you guys enjoy the holiday or?
Yes.
Yeah,
I did.
as much as I could. I ended up just staying in and playing D&D with the boys, but we all partook on our own volitions. So.
Is that Do Not Disturb D&D?
Oh, of course, only when someone's calling.
Of course.
I don't think I've ever played D&D. It's Dungeons and Dragons, yeah?
Yeah, so I've attempted to D&D once or twice, just on like a one-shot campaign kind of deal. And I genuinely was just, I didn't know what the fuck was going on or what I should be doing. They kept talking about initiative and rolling, and I don't know what any of that means. I just had dice and was throwing it, and then I didn't get very far. So
Fair enough.
it was a lot of fun while I was there, though. I was pretty drunk.
Yeah, alcohol always helps. It's a lot of fun. I'm actually in 3 campaigns at the moment. I went from 1 to 3 like just a week ago though, so it's not like I'm like hardcore into it or anything. But it's pretty fun. I got a lot of friends all over the country, so it's a good way for us to be able to hop online and get together again once a week.
Nice.
Will,
played-
do you also deal with wizardry?
Yeah.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're Will.
No. I think Dungeons and Dragons is a great example of why we play computer games mostly now.
All right, now we're getting into the real content. Why do you think that, Will?
Yeah.
Well, dice have to be rolled. It's like a physical thing.
Right.
You're like whereas a computer will just roll the dice for you, and then 2 less dice in the world.
I don't know if I follow.
Yeah. Elaborate, please.
I mean, if you have to roll for initiative, right?
yeah.
If you're playing like an RPG, on a computer or on a video game system, it rolls the dice automatically, probably very often, probably hundreds of times, hundreds of times.
Right.
I'm with you there, but
Yeah.
are you saying that because whenever you roll physical dice, it only rolls like one set of dice that is inferior to rolling
No,
computer dice?
I'm just saying, if you spend half the day rolling dice, what are you really playing anyway?
I mean, if you think about it, aren't we really just rolling dice all day long anyway then?
I mean, if we're going to roll dice,
Yeah.
we should, why does there have to be a story?
Will, what the fuck are you talking about?
I didn't expect this take at all. This is the weirdest take I've ever heard from you.
I understand the appeal of Dungeons and Dragons.
Sure. It's
See,
about storytelling and camaraderie and
Yeah.
all that stuff,
And
right?
you hang out with your friends, and it becomes a shared experience and all that. But all that can be done with a computer also.
It's true. They actually have a game out. I don't know if anyone's heard of it, but Baldur's Gate 3 right now. And it's essentially just the latest version of Dungeons and Dragons put to video game. And it's actually kind of funny because you mentioned rolling a dice to do whatever you're doing in a game.
Yeah.
It will physically show the dice on the screen because it is D&D essentially.
Nice.
But it is like a tactical, you kind of look down on your character, move them around the map. It's kind of like an XCOM type deal. But,
Yeah.
Nice.
it's kind of interesting.
XCOM's fun.
Cool.
I played that.
Yeah.
I was gonna say there's also like a tabletop simulator game that you can get that does have
I love tabletops then.
Yeah, it has that kind of stuff built into it, which is pretty cool. There's if you haven't seen it, you can play basically any tabletop game that you can think of, as long as there's a mod pack for it, and you just download it and you can play the board game like remotely with friends and stuff. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's awesome.
When I invited you to the podcast, what are we calling him?
William.
William or Yum Yum.
Or Yum Yum.
I'm going to go with Yum Yum.
Okay.
When I invited you to the podcast, you're like, yeah, I've been wanting to start a D&D podcast.
Yeah.
So your dreams are slightly becoming true. You're like getting your feet wet.
Right?
You
Yeah,
know?
they're just slowly manifesting themselves.
Exactly.
I don't like that term,
Manifesting?
getting your feet wet.
Oh,
Why?
Just makes me think of feet in weird situations.
So
like when they're wet.
Yeah, like when they're wet.
I also got like a little like PTSD, little twinge in my spinal cord because I just got over a really bad spell of athlete's foot. Have you guys ever had
Ew.
athlete's foot?
Yeah, man.
That shit fucking sucks. I'll
Yeah.
tell you
What's
what.
it all about?
This fungus grows on your body
Yeah.
and on your feet,
In other
and it
places.
creates blisters after a while.
Yeah.
Oh no.
And even after you treat it, it just makes the blisters worse for like a week, and then they start healing. It's horrible.
You got to get the lamb.
And if you
Oh,
don't,
Lord.
and if you don't treat it for like at least 3 weeks straight, it just comes back and it gets
Yeah.
worse.
So you were just like hobbling around like a 70-year-old man for a week.
That is how I felt.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's awful.
Yeah, that does not sound like fun.
Also,
would-
people who are really fat get it in the folds.
Ooh.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah. No, that's bad.
I don't want anything in my folds.
No. And it's hard to get up in there. You know, you got to get like a sponge, put it on a stick or something. And
Why do you have so much knowledge about this? You're a fairly small young man.
I know. I've known a lot of people. You know, it
How do you
varies.
know about their athlete's foot and their folds?
This brings up a really good question. So, and this is disgusting, but it needs to be brought up. So, do you guys know what a man pawn is?
No.
Okay, so
a man what?
a man pawn.
No.
A man
No.
pawn. Okay, yeah. So
Is that like a tampon, but for men?
it is. It
Oh,
is
okay.
exactly what it sounds like. But it's a little more disgusting. So that really large guys sometimes have troubles getting in all folds, including those in their ass crack. And so a man palm is taking like a large chunk of like toilet paper and just kind of shoving it up in that crack to soak up that
Yeah.
ass juices and
The
all
juice.
that during the day, and you just kind of change it out throughout the day, much like a tampon once it's full and dirty.
Yeah.
So
I have been enlightened.
I don't like that at all.
Yeah, that's not
yeah,
good.
it's disgusting.
It's not good.
Yeah.
No.
If I ever see a brown little tampon looking thing in the men's bathroom, now I know.
Yep.
Yep.
Mhm.
That's from the butthole,
From the butthole.
the male butthole.
Yep. It's a thing.
Man,
Huh.
been recording for like 11 minutes and we've already gotten like almost grosser than we've gotten ever.
You're
Well,
welcome.
I mean, that's what happens when Yum Yum is in the house.
I like it. I like this energy.
That's funny.
So speaking of putting things in your ass to soak up bad toxins and things,
Mm.
I really wanted to talk about what we do for self-care on this episode, because usually with the podcast, we talk about how all the times we've drank too heavily and how it ended poorly, or something went well, maybe, unlikely, usually goes poorly, or how we got too high, or we just usually talk about negative things. So I want to talk about how we take care of ourselves.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Can we start with you, Rob?
Sure, but just to kind of touch on that, this is maybe not knowledge for you guys either, but I more or less stopped drinking for about 6 weeks, and this is actually the first beer that I've had in 6 weeks.
That's definitely
that I'm
self-care right there.
enjoying right now, and it's lovely.
Hell yeah.
But we talk about drinking and we talk about having a good time and all that kind of stuff, and while we do that, there has to be a balance. So just keep that in mind. Don't get too trashed out there. Be safe. As far as self-care goes, a lot of times I like to take baths every once in a while.
Yeah.
Instead of the normal shower kind of deal.
You use those bath bombs from Ulta?
I use the bath bombs, really bomb it up in there.
Hell yeah.
And man, speaking of which, fucking bath bombs are shitty expensive, by the way.
They
what
are.
the fuck? I got like a 5-pack for $35. Like, who the fuck has the money for that?
That's a ripoff.
You got to get the cheap ones off Amazon.
There you go.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I might get some kind of weird fungal infection in my folds if that happens.
What does the bath bomb do?
It's like an aromatherapy kind of device. It also
Never
has
used
soap
a bath
in it.
bomb?
They're like fizzy.
No.
I'm going to buy you a bath bomb.
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll get you a bath bomb.
You have a-
But
you have a bathtub, right?
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
It's got jets and stuff.
Oh, in the new house?
Ooh.
No, in the current house also.
nice.
But the new one's got a bigger one.
we'll
Oh, yeah.
definitely talk about that more here in a second. Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
But no, as far as the bath bomb goes, it's fizzy and like it's effervescent, I guess.
Fuck that.
Not to be
man.
confused with Evanescence.
Oh.
It's like a
which is very
giant
different.
Alka-Seltzer for your bathtub.
Yeah, and it smells good and everything.
Does it wake you up inside?
It wakes me up inside for sure.
Can't wake up.
Did you know they have ones that are filled with like menthol for when you have a cold? So you just throw it in the floor of the shower.
I didn't, but I think that would like maybe tingle my balls.
I actually just bought one of those. They're called shower fizzies, and I just bought one of those. Haven't used it yet. I'll keep you posted.
If you ever have a sinus infection, they're nice. So.
Sounds great.
Speaking of tingling of the balls, have you guys ever experimented with icy hot?
Yeah. Yes.
Have you?
Yeah.
Can't say I have.
Yeah, I have.
I have one time.
Define experimentation, Rob.
I think I have.
I was very young at the time.
It always starts with that.
This was my version of self-care back in the day. But
Putting
no,
icy hot on your balls?
yeah, this was like the icy hot challenge. If you guys remember when that was, it was a number of years ago. But part of it was just lathering icy hot onto your regions.
Yeah.
And seeing how long you could last. Well.
Yeah.
At the time, the internet was a pretty dangerous place, and this whole misinformation warning shit didn't fucking exist. So you had stupid shit like the cinnamon challenge and the icy hot challenge and all this shit coming up. And I didn't know any better. I was like, oh yeah, it'll be fine. No, not okay. That shit can give you chemical burns on sensitive skin, and
My God.
Yeah.
in water doesn't do anything. Fun fact: if you put water on it, it doesn't do anything.
How do you get rid of it? Milk?
Like, I didn't try milk.
I think that's hot sauce,
But yeah, maybe.
It burns, so I thought milk might help.
I had to like the teabagging motion. I had to do that, but like in a pool,
Nice.
like in a jacuzzi tub for a while, and then I added soap and
Please tell me you're home alone.
dunk. Oh no, my no. This was with people.
What?
Oh yeah, we did it together.
I was about to say, I can't
swords
imagine
out?
doing this on your own. I can't imagine that happened. There had to have been someone else be like, yeah, man, put it on your balls.
Yeah, no, it was exactly like that. But
Did the other guys do it too?
Oh,
or
yeah.
were you the first experiment?
there was a group, we did this in waves. So I think it was 6 of us total. And this was at the time when I was just living on the edge. And I was like, fuck it, I'll go first. I got this. And me and one of my buddies, both lathered up. And it's really awkward. Like when you have like 6 dudes just in a backyard that are like kind of half naked and you're like trying not to like make it a thing. But
Was it a thing?
I mean, it had to be. Like,
We're talking about it now.
Whenever post rubbing and into the dunking stage, like
Rubbing and dunking?
everyone's gonna see everything. And
Yeah.
of course, like when your balls go from like a normal pinkish hue to just this glowing red monstrosity, your eyes are gonna be attracted to it. So of course other dudes were, looking at me like, holy shit, dude. They didn't sound like that at all. I was in Vegas at the time. But yeah, it was
Holy shit,
not
bro.
pleasant. Yeah, holy shit, bro. So anyways, don't do that.
Icy hot is very popular in the BDSM community.
I didn't know that.
Is it?
Oh.
Yeah.
Tell us more.
It's useful. Well, you can, rub it on things, certain things. Balls, that's a sensitive spot.
It is.
But nipples,
Huh.
and without getting too specific, mucous membranes.
Wow.
Mm.
And then,
All up in there, huh?
so they have to be tied up first,
That was a given.
And then,
That was a given, man.
And here's one thing I really like. Well, one thing okay, so you show the person you're going to tie up. You show them a card out of the deck, right?
Right.
But you don't look at the card, okay? But you put the card somewhere, but you don't look at it. And their task is to not tell you what the card is.
Okay.
And then you apply various methods, right?
Oh, yeah.
Icy hot is wildly effective
Really?
at getting the card.
Okay.
I have found. I've only found one thing that is actually more effective, and that's freshly sliced ginger roots.
Oh.
You apply that to the mucous membrane. See?
It's a part of you I didn't know about.
Now that burns a
Not
lot,
gonna lie.
but I'll tell you what gets it done. What finishes it is while they are experiencing that pain, you tickle them.
Oh,
Like, so they're feeling this very wide
yeah.
spectrum of.
I would lose my fucking mind.
You get very confused, very, oh man. It
I would
works great.
start yelling what the card is as soon as you started tickling me.
Yeah,
That shit's awful.
yeah. I've met some very brave
Where's
people.
my notepad?
Yeah. Take some notes.
Yeah. Luckily, we're recording this.
That's true.
That's right.
You can just go back and listen, unless this is a bonus episode.
Well,
We'll see how it goes.
Well, I guess I'm going to have to pay for that Patreon account.
yeah.
you'll
Everyone
have to pay it.
subscribe. I like that we have two very different takes here. One is just bros being bros, rubbing icy hot on each other, and the other one is various torture methods to pleasure your partner.
Yeah. Yeah.
So anyway, we're talking about self-care, right?
Sorry about that. Went off the road here, but yeah. So baths are pretty popular. Beyond that, I really need to work on my self-care regimen. Maybe more lotion. I got some shower oil recently,
Wow.
and that's pretty nice.
I think I was there for you when you bought that, or there with you.
You were there with me and for me.
That's true.
You were really supportive as I was buying my shower oil.
I was.
But anyways,
You really
Will.
use like a fantastic beard oil, don't you?
With that.
it's more of a conditioner. It's a hibiscus and coconut conditioner.
Y'all
It's
can't
lovely.
tell, but this man has a glorious beard.
Uh-huh.
Me and Rob used to work together, and our manager called Rob argan oil.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
What
He
does
just
that
put
mean?
that shit everywhere.
Argan oil.
You put it everywhere. It's very moisturizing. It leads to softness in areas that you wouldn't expect. And any bushy areas, you just rub it on there and it smooths it out, buddy.
Yeah.
That sounds great.
It is great. Will, what do you do for self-care?
I'm really big on the salon experience. I go and pay people to do my self-care for me.
What do they do?
Well, they give me a haircut.
Sure.
Sometimes I get the nails did, get the
Nice.
mani-pedi, get the massage.
Oh yeah.
We need to normalize men doing mani-pedis.
Yeah, I like it.
We're doing it right here
It's fun.
on the Appleboys podcast. So many people are going to know that it's going to be normalized now.
I've never manied myself or pitied myself or had anyone else
We should
do
do an
that for me.
Appleboys
neither.
mani-pedi experience.
Sure.
Have you ever
Should do the podcast while we're getting it done.
gone in the chamber, the floating chamber?
I haven't.
Oh,
Where
the
it's like dark?
deprivation chambers? I've not. I know what you're talking about, though.
I would love to.
Strong recommend. Talk about self-care. That gets you there.
So
Oh, I would love that.
for those of you that don't know, a deprivation chamber is essentially it's a sensory deprivation chamber is what it is, and it's just like this the ones that I've seen kind of look like a bean, if you can imagine that, and it's partially full with water, but the water is like I think very very salty, so you just by default float, like you can't sink in it,
Gotcha.
and you go in and you float in this water, and they seal it up, so it's like totally dark. You can't see anything. It's like insulated to the outside, so you can't hear anything. And because you're floating, you don't really feel anything either. So, and they just lock you in there for like 30 minutes, an hour, or whatever. And I've never done it, but everything I've heard from it is like it's like a crazy, crazy experience.
I just
Like
think
you
of that
start
scene in Stranger
hallucinating.
Things.
Mm-hmm.
Like the multiple scenes in Stranger Things where 11 is just in the sensory
Yeah.
thing,
Yeah.
but it's like more of a fucked up version of it.
Yeah, it's essentially that, but I mean, you can absolutely like hallucinate and all that kind of stuff in these kinds of deals.
That sounds great.
Yeah, it's wild.
How about the sweat lodge? What do you know about the sweat lodge?
I've been to multiple spas with like saunas. They had like a steam room. The steam room was incredible.
Yeah.
And then they also had like really cold baths and hot baths. And you just like cycled through them all and your body felt new again afterwards.
Okay.
It was great.
Just that smell of putting the water on those coals that they have in
Yeah.
those cedar rooms.
Yeah.
It's a great
man,
time.
It's always good stuff. Always good stuff.
How about the inversion table? What you know about the inversion table?
I've inverted myself before.
Is this a BDSM thing?
no,
It's not.
It can.
It can be.
I'm
I
sure
guess,
it
but-
can be.
Everything can be, I think.
Yeah,
I think
Hot
I'm
coals.
in the dark inversion, like turn you upside down.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Gotcha.
I gotcha.
it's to like stretch out your like spine.
Yeah.
and like realign it. and
Good
shit.
Oh,
for
I
the
probably
back.
need that.
Yo, yeah,
Yeah.
man.
A lot of
Yo.
people will get on this thing and like stretch like that for 20-30 minutes, and you like grow like an inch and a half
Yeah.
or two.
I definitely need that.
I need that.
Yeah.
You guys ever seen those like those chirp wheel things? We saw them like out in stores. They're like the little circle with the rubber wheel on them, and you put them on your back, and it like rolls up against your back and kind of like cracks it and stuff.
Huh.
Like a foam roller kind of deal, or different?
It's like a big old plastic wheel with like a rubber, like
an
actual wheel around it. And,
I've seen those.
And you just kind of like roll it along your back, and it will like kind of pop your spine and everything. I was trying one for the first time recently, and it actually made me fart. It was kind of funny. It made me squeeze a fart out.
Hey, it sounds like mission accomplished.
Yeah, it was in front of two of the girls at work, so it was pretty funny too. They didn't hear it, so I had to make sure that they knew that it happened, but they knew pretty quick. So.
Nice.
You had to establish dominance and be like, hey, if you didn't hear that,
Hey, in case you didn't know, that shit was funny, guys.
that was my butthole.
That's
like
literally rolled a fart out of myself.
It got through the man pond.
Yeah, that's impressive in and of itself.
I thought
Blew
the
it
man
out.
pond. I thought
Blew
the
it
man
out.
pond would just absorb it.
Blew it out.
So, yeah, if it's in there tight enough, it probably acts like a gun.
Wow.
Thankfully, I've
It's
never
like
had to
percussive.
try one, but the only thing I can imagine it's kind of like a shotgun reaction. Just
Wow.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah,
Interesting.
blow a hole out the back of your jeans and everything.
absolutely.
I like that. I love how different this episode is so far.
It's great. It's very
I
refreshing.
think this is everything I ever wanted. Maybe we should just get rid of Josh and Cory.
Yeah, the Apple men
No,
are
don't
fired.
do that.
Apple boys only.
Yeah.
Just
you-
kidding. We love you guys.
Do any of you ever keep a dream journal?
No.
No?
I don't think I probably do dream, but I definitely never remember them.
I did a dream journal for about a week. It's because an ex-girlfriend convinced me to, because I said I never remembered my dreams.
Oh.
And I did for that week while I was doing it, and then just got lazy.
Yeah,
So I didn't do like a dream journal, but I did like a I had some weird dreams for a while, and I was like, I want to know what this means. So there was like this like dream translator website that I found.
It's basically
And-
like a person with like a psychic orb, and they're just throwing bullshit at you.
I mean, maybe it had like very specific things. So like if
Yeah.
you were like running away from something, like that meant something. Like it meant you had like a problem that you weren't ready to face or something like that.
Sure.
And I don't know how this worked out. I don't know if this was like some fucked up version of the website that was like trolling people online or what. But I would like very meticulously put in all the information for my dream.
Yeah.
And like I was like, it's this and this, and then this happened. And it was with like these people and all this kind of stuff. And it gets to the end and it's like generating results. And like on multiple occasions, it was like, yeah, so this means that you want to fuck your mom.
Oh, no.
What?
Yeah. Like a couple times it said that.
Wow.
It was insistent.
Yeah. And I was like, no. No Oedipus complex here. Not at all.
That's wild.
But it happened multiple times. So I don't know if I need to go to therapy and talk about this or
Sounds like you probably do, man.
Yeah,
I guess
I'd say
so.
man.
Dream journals. I started keeping a dream journal because I had a couple of dreams that came true.
Uh-oh.
And then I started writing them down just in case it happened again. I'm serious.
Is it like a That's a Raven
Well,
scenario?
wait a minute. Did it happen again?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's been a minute, but I pay attention to them because, what if it happens again?
Right.
Well, yeah, well, at least you'll know.
And I had a dream very recently that I really hope doesn't happen. It was a nightmare. It was a real nightmare. And I was trading oil futures. And
It's a very well dream.
yeah,
yeah.
I was trading oil futures, and there was a box, but I couldn't read the box. But I clicked the box anyway.
Yeah.
When I saw or some, when I don't know exactly what I was doing, but there was a box, and I looked at it, and then I couldn't really read it, and then I clicked it anyway. And then
That's like a Black Mirror episode.
in the dream, I had made money on the oil trading, and I went outside to get the mail out of the mailbox.
Like you do.
Yeah. And these trucks start rolling up, and they're like oil trucks, and they have like barrels of oil. And they start unloading the oil on my lawn.
They're like, here you go, buddy.
Man,
And
I
I
hope
was
this
like-
fucking happens.
And I was like, hey, I went and got one of the guys. I was like, hey, I didn't order this oil. This is not mine. And this is, not where you put oil.
right.
And he pulled out the piece of paper. And on the piece of paper was the box. And the box was checked. And I was freaking out. I woke up and I was sweating and I was freaking out.
So
And,
official with a check.
I went and looked up my account, the accounts that I trade oil on,
Yeah.
and sure enough, there is a physical delivery box. Like this can happen to you.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, yeah.
That
And
what?
I made sure it was in the right place,
Yeah.
and yeah, that's pretty much. I've been watching out for that. And you know what's really crazy
Don't
is
click the box.
not long after this happened, somebody made a post on the Wall Street Bets who had done something similar to this, except it was for eggs.
Oh God.
He had accidentally indicated he wished to receive physical delivery of something like 50 tons of eggs, literally millions of
Who
eggs.
bets on egg futures?
Well, they moved really hard recently. So, and this guy, he lives in like an apartment, and he was asking the subreddit, what do I do with the eggs? Where do I can't accept physical delivery. So there are all these people with helpful comments about, well, you can call the grocery stores in the area, you can donate them to, whatever you can, man. But I it made me think like, oh my God, that dream. What if this happens to me?
You know what you do? You throw a party.
Yeah.
An
An
oil
egg
party or an egg party?
Easter
an egg
party.
An omelet party.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like an oil party, and I was like, is this for like Saudi princes or like what the fuck are you throwing a party for?
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how that all got shook out anyway.
Hey, Will,
Yeah. Yes.
you know how there's like a phenomenon where like you experience something or something happens to you or whatever it might be, and you're like, other people in the world have definitely gone through this.
Yeah. It's very Buddhist.
No one has had a nightmare about receiving physical delivery of oil.
Oh, come
like
on.
that has not happened. You are unique in this.
I don't know. Maybe.
The Saudi prince definitely had that dream.
I bet.
Yeah, but it wasn't a nightmare.
It was a dream.
Yeah, that's
It
good.
was a great
That's
dream
what-
for
yeah.
them. They're like, oh fuck yeah, money, because that's what Saudi princes sound like.
Oh fuck yeah.
Oh fuck yeah, they're from Chicago.
That's funny.
That is fucking wild, buddy.
It was a weird dream.
I love that.
It was weird. It was scary. I was scared.
It was scary.
It was. You don't want that.
No.
And think how awkward. See, my worst dreams are always like this. They're embarrassing and public. And like I had one dream about getting on a plane, and everyone on the plane was a flamingo. And I went up
And that's a nightmare.
well, I was like, oh no, like.
Maybe he just hates birds.
And I will say this: I don't like birds that hang out in the water like that.
Okay.
They make me nervous.
Okay.
I'm serious. They make me. I got a problem like ducks. I like ducks from far away.
Pelicans.
You
Bad
know,
time.
Pelicans. Yeah.
Fuck pelicans, honestly.
Waterfowl.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm with you.
They're big, and they can do things to you. They can hurt you.
That's true.
Pelicans are wild because like they can like, that thing that they do with their jaw where like they can basically put the flappy part of their mouth like down around their neck
Yeah.
and like throw up or whatever.
Yeah.
That is the only scary thing about pelicans to me because that shit is unnatural.
My
Agreed.
ex-wife could do that.
That's
Impressive.
That is impressive.
Do you have her phone number?
Yeah, it's 7.
funny.
Wow, she must be fucking ancient.
Wow. Well, what about journals? Do you keep a journal? Does anybody keep a journal?
Like a regular journal?
Yeah.
No.
No.
Mm-mm.
No one.
So I used to be really into calligraphy kind of stuff, and I kept a journal very temporarily, just simply to like practice handwriting and stuff. But that maybe lasted a couple weeks,
You know,
and that's my only experience with it.
I used to write down like musings and stuff. If I maybe had like a particularly rough night and I was just of a different mindset, sometimes I would just sit down and write stuff, and just go back and read it next day and realize it was usually nonsense.
I think
But-
journaling is definitely self-care. We're still on track here.
Yeah.
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 I need to do that more.
Sometimes you just got to put it in paper.
I keep a journal.
Yeah.
I have to.
Put your thoughts
Especially-
to paper.
I forget things really easily.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think I forget them. I just like misplace them in my memory, and it gets covered up by more fun things.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know, they're
fair
less important, or
And with
it-
the
it
new,
feels
not
like
with
that.
the old.
Yeah, I think that's everyone.
so having a journal makes it easy to
Right.
kind of just go back, like, oh right, that guy really pissed me off. I should remember to be mean to that motherfucker.
That's fair. That's fair.
Or no, I don't know. Or if somebody does something nice to me, I always write that down,
Right.
and then I you know, so I remember who to appreciate.
Am I in your journal, Will?
Sweet.
Yeah,
That's so exciting.
Yum Yum's gonna be in it now.
There you
Oh,
go.
yeah.
It's awesome. I feel so honored.
Will has like 2 journals. One is like the nice journal. It's like,
Yeah.
Oh, these people influenced me today. It was great. And the other one's like the vindictive journal.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Fuck this guy.
Yeah.
Always remember that this guy sucks.
There is a lot in there about what I don't like about people, like what I find repulsive about them.
Huh.
You know, or if somebody acts like is like really obnoxious or just kind of really bothers me in some way, I'll write about them and try to imagine why they are that way, what made them that way.
I feel like that's healthy.
Yeah.
Like it sounds like it's weird and
It is weird.
like
had-
psychotic, but it's actually like you're actually just like writing down your feelings and processing. them.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
had
okay.
almost
It's
exact
therapeutic.
opposite reactions
Yeah, I
to
know.
that.
You went to the more like psychotic realm, I'm sure.
I was like, we have to evacuate right now.
Yeah. Well, like, you know,
Never wrong, Will.
Yeah.
that's the thing. You know,
It'll be
you
in the
also,
journal.
yeah, you do this to examine why you are the way you are.
Right.
Also, it helps you understand everyone.
That's
I get
true.
what you're saying, to get a better understanding of those you know and those
Yeah.
around you. Yeah, I get it. Try to get behind that mindset of
Yeah.
your friends. That
And
makes sense. I get it.
Honestly, this can be really good for you.
Yeah.
And if you do it in public, you know, you're basically, I mean, that's what Donald did basically every day for
On Twitter,
5
yeah,
years.
you're right.
You know, just saying.
Man, we had a Trump tweets episode. I love that episode.
It's a good one.
Man,
But to summarize Will's point, just be more like Donald Trump and we'll all be in a better place.
well, I
Well-
think here's the thing. Imagine for a moment that you've been keeping a journal for like a year, you know, and you receive like a head injury, right? Somebody hits you in the head with a baseball bat, say, like a bad enough head injury, and you continue doing this writing. That would be a vital tool to seeing how you may have been changed by said head injury.
I would say the
Yeah.
closest thing I have
That's
to
true.
a journal is just photos on my phone, because I take a lot of photos on my phone on purpose to remember things.
Like Snapchat memories.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Snapchat memories. I'm not going to talk about this for too long, but because I could talk about it forever. But there's about 2 years solid of every other night just videos of Rob being obliterated on my phone, because we live like right next to each other, so we hung out like most nights because we didn't have anything else to do, and just got absolutely obliterated on the Delta 8.
That was a great time.
That-
Every once in a while, you'll like text me over like one of these videos.
Yeah.
And it's like 3 years ago today.
Yeah, that's the
And-
only reason that this Tastes Good Opposite exists, and we remember that.
Yeah. And then I'll like click the video and it'll play like 0.5 seconds and I just hear ha 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 ha. And I'm just like, I don't need to see the rest of this. This is
Yep.
fine.
Wow.
It's good times.
Yeah, it's bad. It was bad.
I like it.
Did you guys get your taxes done?
I did. I got my return about a month ago.
Wow.
Yeah, I did it like immediately.
Same.
Wow.
I waited till the very last day. I think the tax day was the 18th. I submitted mine on the 17th.
I'm well within the bracket to get money back, so I always do mine immediately.
Huh. I think I filed an extension.
I can't blame you there,
I
buddy.
think my accountant is in Puerto Rico. He moved there recently. He made a bunch of money off the crypto,
Nice.
and you know taxes there are extremely favorable. They're like capped,
Right.
you know. So
That makes
that's
sense.
why he's there.
Gotcha.
But I had to
Fair
email him, and
Is this why you were talking to us the other day about moving to Puerto Rico?
yeah,
Gotcha.
There you go.
Bro. You know?
I think I was bringing up that tsunamis are just going to wipe everything you have out,
No.
except for your digital currency.
I think it'd be cool to like build a bunker, you know? Like a underground.
You have to be sealed,
House.
like water sealed really, really well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you're just going to be underwater
I'm-
at some point.
You know, and honestly, I'm serious about that. Why aren't there more bunkers? Everybody's house looks the same. There's nobody, you know, everybody's car looks different. Like, you know, you got like the Hummers and you got the sedans.
Right.
How about they change the houses? Get a bunker house.
See, I thought what you meant was why do people not have bunkers, as in like in addition to the house? So like, you know, build like a sub basement that is like a safe room and all this kind of shit. That's what I thought you meant, and I was like,
Yeah.
dude. But I totally understand what you mean now. So
Yeah.
I've actually done some projects in the past when I was doing custom work with other companies. We had this really cool project that we bid out. That I wasn't involved with this project, but I think the company did actually land it in the long run. But the plans for this house they looked really, really weird on paper. And I was like, what the fuck is this? They're building a goddamn UFO. They go and it's the plans for this is basically it's a big semicircle. And on the radius, I guess, on the semicircle side, it's all just glass windows. And I'm like, I don't get it.
Is this the Apple campus?
It kind of looked like it.
Okay.
But it's literally built into the side of like a mountain. And it's like 3 stories, but you can only see 1 story and it's the top level. And the rest of it's just into the mountain.
Huh.
And the top it literally just looks like almost like a visor kind of deal that goes out from the mountain, and it's just all windows, and then the rest of it's all underground. It's like a bunker.
Huh.
And it was a really, really cool house. It was like 6,000 square feet, huge, but it was like similar to an iceberg. You can only see like the top little bit.
Nice.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, it was really cool.
That's what I want.
Yeah. We have the technology.
Sounds great.
There's actually an area where you can rent out, and it's near here, where they're basically like it's I guess like a bed and breakfast type deal, but they're like hobbit holes that you can
I've
actually
seen that.
like.
I think it's
rent
like on
out.
Airbnb and stuff.
Yeah, like an Airbnb. There
Yeah.
it is. Yeah, not bed and breakfast.
So-
air bed and breakfast.
Yes.
So the owner to that place is one of my clients.
So I've met him
Yeah.
at work once before, actually. I think I might have been the one that turned that over to you at one point.
Might be.
Yeah, but I actually, that's kind of part of the reason why I was bringing it up, because I live very near there. And I was just, there's this taco place near there, and I was driving there one day, and I just kind of look out my window, and I think, that's a goddamn hobbit hole on.
What the hell is that?
Yeah, what's
Yeah.
going on there? So I whipped it around and had to go check it out. And it was pretty awesome. And you could see like through, it was kind of like how you're saying, where I think you can only see like kind of that front side of it, which is big, giant glass window type deal. And you can see a big old chandelier, but it went way far back from what you could see. And it was pretty nice. So
Yeah, those kinds of places are really cool. And he was like, yeah, buddy, you just come on by whenever you want. We can, you can come down for a night, 2 nights, whatever, buddy, and bring whoever you want to. It'll be fun.
That's awesome.
I haven't taken him up on that, but
You should.
Thanks for the reminder.
It's cool, man. You should.
no,
Yeah.
I definitely should. It sounds cool.
Yeah.
So actually, I bought us a little treat for tonight that I think is probably what the descendants of hobbits drink, because they're from like Ireland, Scotland, that area, right? At least some of them.
They're from Middle Earth.
Oh, Middle Earth.
So basically Scotland, yeah.
So in my defense, some of Lord of the Rings is shot in Ireland. So cut me some slack here.
Was it not all shot in New Zealand? No?
So the Cliffs of Moher in Ireland, the only
Uh-huh.
reason I know this because I've been there. Some of Lord of the Rings is shot there.
Okay. I thought it was like almost entirely in New Zealand.
It is almost entirely in New Zealand.
Okay.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
But I was a little on the obliterated side the other night. And you know what happens in the middle of the night when you're bored on Amazon, right?
You buy stuff?
You buy stuff, and it's great until the next morning, and you're like, fuck, I really didn't have $120 to spend on this stuff.
I did that the other day, but it was like $300, and I woke up
Ooh.
and it was like nothing I needed.
Yeah.
but it was cool stuff that I wanted at the time. And then I'm like, oh shit, this is a surprise. I ordered 10 balaclavas. They're on the way.
So luckily, I think this was one of the good ones because I'm like trying a new thing, right? So I got this beverage from Scotland called Iron Brew, and it's actually the only drink that outsells Coca-Cola like anywhere in the world.
Wow.
And it outsells Coca-Cola in Scotland.
I'm going to try it.
Yeah, I want to try it now.
We're going to do a little bit of a taste test here.
All
Let me
right,
know
let's
what you guys
try it.
think.
I've had this before, but it's good.
I don't think I have had that before. It is really
Ooh.
good.
I like that.
Not
It's
bad.
yummy. It's kind of orangey.
It is. It's like if you were to take Smarties and make a soft drink out of it and put a little
Yes.
citrus in it or something.
That's what I was trying to think of when I tried it the other day. Smarties. Very strong Smartie taste.
Yeah, that's what it tastes
There's like a lot of like aspartame in it. It's like
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a really light but orange surge.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I think that the reason that you're tasting orange is because it is colored orange. Because I don't taste any orange. I think that it tastes primarily like Smarties plus maybe bubblegum.
I get the bubble gum now that you say it.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I think the orange might be placebo
I
you're
think
right.
so.
because I also taste orange, but now that you say it and I'm tasting it more, it's like maybe the orange
It's
isn't
something
there.
else.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it is bubblegum plus Smarties or some sort of like sweet and sour candy.
The smell is certainly bubblegum.
Yeah.
It has some citric acid in it, so that's probably where we're getting a little bit of that. But yeah, there's nothing really that's pointing out orange or anything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I quite enjoyed reading the cans.
But the can's orange.
Yep.
Yep,
And the actual drink is orange.
it's a trick.
Uh-huh.
Huh.
Most Scottish people are orange. They're just trying to celebrate their heritage.
Yeah,
There
I
it
am
is.
like mostly Scottish, so this checks out.
Yep.
I'm an orange boy.
That's true.
Orange is my favorite color.
Would you say it's the new black?
No.
I was
It
just
goes
about to
well
say
with
that.
black, though.
That's true.
Well, you know what that means, Jimmy.
What does it mean?
Nope.
All right. So,
What?
general consensus on the drink? Good.
I think it's great.
I like it. Yeah.
My girlfriend was not a fan,
It's very refreshing.
so I only have one downvote so far.
I
like it.
I like it.
Yeah.
I liked it the first time.
Not better than Coca-Cola.
I don't think so.
No.
There might be some Scottish chain that makes people like predisposed to enjoying this more, but I definitely think Coke's better.
I think it's probably a thing of like, this is a Scottish drink. This is made in Scotland, so we have to drink our heritage. You know?
Yeah, they are a very proud people. That's for sure.
Yeah,
It's also just what they're probably used to versus us used to being Coke.
that's fair.
That's also true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you guys Coke or Pepsi people?
I'm a Coke guy for
Is
sure.
anyone a Pepsi person?
The
Have you ever,
fir-
have
the
you ever
fir-
met a Pepsi person?
The
My
first
dad.
share of any company that I ever
No.
bought was Pepsi.
Oh.
I have a physical paper certificate that says this is one share of Pepsi.
Is
That's
that because
awesome.
you believe in the product, or is that because you just
I don't know.
thought that it was going to make you money?
I got it back in like 94, 95, or somewhere between 94 and 96.
You still own it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
I got it in an envelope.
That's dope.
Nice.
It's like that.
So you still own the share itself?
I mean, back then I thought that's how you owned shares.
yeah.
And it was.
That's wild.
in a way. I mean,
Well-
usually you get somebody else to hold the physical one for
Sure.
you, but
It's funny that you say this. My best friend, whenever he was like 10 years old, him and his older brother were really into like WWF wrestling. So
Nice.
for like their Christmas one year, his dad bought them shares in WWF, which,
Wow.
you know, he was 10. He didn't give a shit. So he like was like, oh yeah, thank you, Dad. And he put it up and he didn't realize what it was. So it was older, and you know, now in our 30s, he found it the other day, and it was actually pretty awesome because it's got like a little
bet.
WWF logo on it, because it's like in the envelope that I guess they mailed it to him originally back then.
it's cool.
But yeah,
Is it
so-
worth anything now?
oh yeah,
yeah.
Hell
way
yeah.
more than it was.
That's
Oh, yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so he's still just sitting on it. He's like, I guess I'll just wait on it for a while. So
Yeah.
Yep.
That's dope.
Breaking case of emergency, but it's with like WWF shares.
yeah, that's that's pretty much what it sounds like to me.
I love that.
Yeah. I don't know. Having a physical share of something is, I don't know, it's weird. you shouldn't do it. But
Noted.
nice.
I'll keep all my shares online.
Also, Pepsi. I mean,
Same.
have you ever had Coke, like the Mexican Coke?
Yes.
Oh,
one-
absolutely.
The pure sugar one.
See, yeah.
It's not the same as it used to be, but yes.
So I think that is like the gold standard for good tasting soda.
is.
Soda that justifies itself existing.
You know, I've actually
Like-
got an interesting note on different Mexican versions of things. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
No.
Well, I was gonna say we were talking about Amazon buys at like 3 a.m. I was watching like a YouTube video not long ago.
I was about to mention the same one, I think.
Is it Good Mythical Morning, guys?
Yes.
Yeah. I was about to say, shout out to those guys, I guess, but they always got good content. Oh, we don't do that. Sorry.
No shout outs to the Good Mythical Morning
Oh,
people.
sorry
They,
about
they
that.
have enough followers.
No, I was pointing at Rob because
I showed him the video. No, I was kidding. We do that from time to time.
yeah.
Okay, fire. But anyway, so like, they were talking about how like Doritos in particular taste like different if you get them from like Mexico, Canada, different stuff like that. And of course, I'm like, oh, that's crazy. It can't taste that different. So it's 3 a.m. So of course, what do? I order a bag of Doritos from Mexico, Canada, Japan, and America.
You're like, I need to know.
I did need to know. It cost me like
feel-
$50 in total.
I
But
feel a lot less bad about my purchase.
actually, I think it was a little bit more for the one from Japan, to be honest. I think that one alone was almost like $30 now I'm thinking about it.
Jesus.
But it was a good sized bag, it was a shareable thing. The one from Mexico, the only thing I got to say, it was a large bag, but there was just a tiny little handful of chips. But it may have
What
been
the
for
fuck,
being
Mexico?
Well, I have this theory. They were all kind of like ballooned up as well. So I don't know if that's like from being shipped and,
Okay.
something kind of goofy happening. Who knows?
It's probably being in a plane.
Yeah, that's what I was
yeah,
thinking.
it changes in altitude and all that
Exactly.
kind of stuff.
But I'll be darned if it didn't taste different. It was like more cheesy dustings on it, but it was slightly different. But I mean, it was good. I highly recommend trying it sometime just for your own pure curiosity. But it's
Really
good.
excited to do this at 3 a.m.
Yeah, you have caused us a lot of monetary issues.
Yeah, I
with
purchased
this.
Darn you, Amazon.
I also purchased a chip from Ireland actually at the same time that I did this, and that'll be on probably 2 or 3 episodes from now because it says it'll be here like mid-May. But Irish chip.
A chip?
Yeah.
I was talking about potato chips a minute ago. Were you still talking about potato chips?
Yeah.
Sweet.
There's been a shortage.
Of potato chips?
Of chips in general. That's why it's going to take like 3 or 4 weeks to get you.
No, it's shipped like immediately. It's just in
No.
Ireland.
There's a shortage of chips.
Are you
No,
saying
there's a shortage of chips.
Chips
Are
are
you
made out
saying-
of potatoes.
there's
So-
an Irish potato famine going on?
Oh my god.
Is that what the chip shortage is all about?
Yeah.
Like, why can't they make a fucking washing machine?
It's because of Ireland.
Oh my God.
Yeah. The
Think-
chip shortage.
There's less phones, less TVs, all that shit because Ireland can't make potatoes right now?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Hang on a second.
No wonder the potato
Think-
famine is
It's
so
all
bad.
making sense now.
Think about
Yeah.
that. How often have you heard the word shortage in the past year?
Only about 3 million times because I work in
Mi-
retail.
A million, yeah, gazillions of times. And it started with the toilet paper.
Yep,
And,
sure did.
Yes.
And it became apparent pretty fast that the surge in demand for it, the urgency with which people were going to get toilet paper was spurious, right? It was just psychology. It was panic. And yet, we've had lots of them now that are not based on, irrational fear.
They didn't even leave the Scots.
It's happening. Yeah.
Yeah. It was all gone.
They're having trouble making potatoes for real?
Right.
Bruh. Something's wrong.
Correct.
Something's wrong.
If there's a debate on Scotland versus Ireland out there, let's just say that these items were ordered on the same day, correct?
Yes.
Scotland's already here and we're enjoying it.
They
Ireland's
had-
another 4 weeks
They
away.
had Iron Brew like in stock in the U.S. because I think they export some here to like the specialty like soda shops.
Okay. But
The
they don't
Irish
do that
chips aren't available here.
Wow, those are a closely guarded secret, huh?
They are.
Okay.
I was going to say, there is a nickel and dime shop somewhere nearby that sells this, I'm sure.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Do
I
they
like
even
that.
call them that anymore, nickel and dime? Probably not.
No, because they don't. Yeah, 5 and dimes don't exist anymore because you can't buy anything for a nickel anymore.
Yeah. The
Well,
fucking
true,
dollar,
but you know what I mean.
the Dollar Tree is the $2 tree now.
It's true. You can't
That's
even
true.
find like a mom and pop thrift shop, though.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Dollar General was like, yeah, we're gonna have to raise our prices.
Yep. And now everything's just grocery store prices, but like 50 cents cheaper.
Yeah. Crazy times.
Yeah.
Yo, man. I don't know. Y'all sound not too worried about it.
Do you guys... I was going a different way with
Y'all
this.
know it's going to happen?
I was not prepared for Will to say that. I mean, no, I'm really not.
Really?
To be honest, yeah.
So when we celebrated the 420, we celebrated that together. Correct, Will?
Yeah. That was fun.
You also, almost the entire time, you were warning people
Oh.
about
Yeah.
the end.
Sorry about that.
So I don't want to get off on a tangent here, but is the end coming, Will?
Yeah. Hello.
All right. Well,
There's
You've heard it
always
here
been
first.
an end coming. We don't know what it is, or how fast it'll get here, but
it's coming.
everything that has a beginning has an end.
So is it like our lifetime sort of thing, you think?
Oh, you mean like what? So when you say that, do you mean like the collapse of civilization, or
I don't know. I don't know what you think is the end.
I don't know. I'll tell you what the most imminent end is money, right? Money is going to stop being, it's going to stop being paper. Just like stocks stop being paper at some point. That's going to happen.
We lose the physical aspect of it. We're gonna lose the cards even soon. We already pretty much have. How many times you pull out your phone instead of that card?
Yeah.
You already got it in your hand.
That's
yeah.
fair.
It's going to happen. And that will massively adjust society.
Oh yeah.
It sounds like a little thing, but it's huge.
Less plastic waste. How many of those cards have you gone through since you've had them?
Yeah, tons.
Huh?
Tons.
Enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, they're hiking the rates, right? They have to hike the rates, or inflation will go crazy.
Yeah.
It's going crazy even while they're hiking rates. It's going to go crazier.
Yeah, the recent car I got's from 1991, and it has a 26-gallon tank,
Wow.
and it gets 10 miles per gallon. I'm feeling real bad right now. Luckily, I don't drive it
Yeah.
every day.
Man, it's a big car.
Big boy.
large unit.
It's like that's like Humvee.
It basically is.
Yeah,
It's a
Humvee
Japanese
levels.
Humvee.
Yes.
Yeah.
That sounds fantastic.
That's what it is. man.
I feel so much better about that now.
There you go.
Japanese Humvee. I like that shit. I don't want to get too existential on this episode.
No.
No.
Humvee.
Because hearing about really any moment, some of us are going to start to feel a little bit different. Why are we going to feel different, Rob?
Do you feel different?
I don't yet.
Oh.
Do you?
No.
Well, Rob's lying, but about a little over an hour ago now, we took one of those Delta 8 edibles. Ate it,
It's inside of us.
In my body.
Hell
Yeah.
At varying levels too. So Jimmy did what I'd consider a small one.
I did.
I did a medium to large one, and both of the Wills decided to do 2 medium to large ones.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm not sure why.
We're going to be feeling different, that's for sure. But I didn't want to talk about the collapse of society while I was
No.
obliterated.
You asked me though.
I did. I didn't want to go off on a tangent, and then I immediately regretted it because then I was going to
It's
get
okay.
existential about
Don't worry.
the end of
Everything's going to be okay.
You're fucking lying to me, bro.
I'm not.
Don't you lie.
I genuinely don't think anything is going to happen
Yeah.
during our lifetimes
No.
that will lead to collapse of society. Like I know a lot of people are like projecting like climate and stuff like that to be like adversely affected by like as early as 2040 or whatever.
Correct.
I think that could lead to, more oceanfront property in maybe not Miami, but maybe like more like Central Florida kind of stuff, right?
Yeah, there's definitely going to be a lot more people living where we do.
Right.
Or more like middle of the U.S.
Could you imagine if this place was like all of a sudden beachfront property?
Jesus Christ.
We're in a valley though.
Yeah, that would be catastrophic.
Oh wait, yeah, that would be bad. Yeah. Well, no, I mean we're kind of towards the top of the hill.
We'd be living in the Smokies.
Well, that'd be a problem.
Wow.
But property values around here might go up a little bit.
They've been going
That's always
up.
good.
Better sell your house before it's underwater.
It's
buddy.
happening now.
It's already
yeah.
growing.
I think we've talked about this a little bit, but I bought this house that I'm currently living in July of last year, so it's been less than a year. And I got a notification from Credit Karma, not a sponsor, today, and it basically said, "Hey, congratulations on paying off like 25% of your mortgage or whatever," and I have not paid off 25% on my mortgage.
Huh.
I did a very it was a very small loan because I don't have a whole lot of money, and I was planning on paying it off over time faster,
like you do.
So
Right.
So I was like, there's no fucking way. We put like 5% down on the house, and it's been less than a year. What are they talking about? It's some anonymous donor fucking hooked me up. So I look at the like how much money I owe, and sure enough, it's about what I expect it to be. But then I look at the projected house value, and it's about $90,000 more
Jesus
than
Christ.
what I bought it for less than a year ago,
That is insane.
Nice.
which is
Wow.
fucking crazy.
Yeah.
That's where they're getting like the 25% from.
Why is there so much demand where you live?
Californians are tired of being California.
Wow,
Mhm.
that's a good reason.
Yeah.
And they're probably selling their houses for like a lot.
Well,
Yeah.
so
and then coming here and
Fractions.
they can have anything they want.
right,
pretty
and
much.
they can pay cash for it and
Yeah.
outbid whoever they want with just absurd offers. That happened to me a couple times when we were buying the house, and
Silly boomers.
yeah, I ran into some people that were like, "Oh, we're new to the area. Can you
Yeah.
help show us around?"
Clearly.
And I was
new.
like, "Where are you guys from?" And they're like, "We're from Southern California."
Yeah, I see it firsthand. I have a lot of customers at work that are like, "Yeah, I just moved from California, building
Yeah.
a new house."
Right.
Mhm.
And they're
Right.
spending like $500,000 on a $300,000 house, paying all
Correct.
cash, no
Yep.
inspection necessary.
Pretty much. Sight unseen.
Right. And it's like it's fucked for people like me. You know, I'm late 20s at this point. I'm 28, and
You're a Vegas transplant. Shut up, bro.
What do you mean?
You're the colonizer over here, moving from your West Coast vibes, infiltrating us.
I did the same thing.
I didn't come from money.
See, I came here 10 years ago, and I thought I was early, and I was right.
You were.
I was. It was going to be cool eventually,
Yep.
and now it's cool.
It is cool.
Trendsetter.
I
Yeah.
moved here because at the time I was making $12 an hour, and you can't afford to live in Las Vegas for $12 an hour.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Here it was. Well,
It
still
was-
is, but it's much cheaper.
It's doable here for $12. It's not
Yeah.
Well,
comfortable at
not
all.
anymore.
No.
Not really. No, you can't. So
If you're renting with roommates, maybe. Comfy.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But what's wild to me right now is that if you're on minimum wage, which is supposed to be like your minimum like livable wage that you're supposed to get as a person, there is not a single county in the United States where you can afford to rent a 1-bedroom apartment.
Yep.
That's wild to me. Like,
Huh.
I don't know, man. I'm not gonna get too political here, but
If they
something
raised a
is
minimum
called-
wage, all the corn's going to be expensive or
well, you see, Farmer Hank, the corn is more expensive, and it hasn't gone up.
It's true.
So what's the fucking problem?
well, if you raise the minimum wage more, corn's going to get more expensive.
It's
Yeah.
gonna go up anyways.
I don't
Farmer
want
Hank.
that. So minimum wage is meant to be a baseline. Like you get
Oh
out of
my
high
God.
school,
Oh, my
Listen
God.
here,
So
Farmer Hank.
you get out, so you're saying people get out of high school and some other guy that's been working for past 10, 15 years starts a new job, make the same amount of money.
Huh?
I think I don't know what the fuck you just said. First of all, I think my favorite thing about these podcasts is at least once per episode, Jimmy brings it upon himself to become Farmer Hank.
That's funny.
I'm just trying to, I don't know, man. Fuck
Hey,
it.
they're not going to... They're not going to raise minimum wage anytime soon.
I don't think so either.
That would be suicide, mostly. Talk about inflation being bad. That would make it far worse.
Do you think that would be mostly because companies see that as like an excuse to raise it because everyone's expecting it, like raise prices because everyone's expecting it?
Yeah.
Okay.
The average person has more money
Right.
than they did a couple years ago. It's just how it is.
Well, that is how inflation works. Inflation is supposed, like in a healthy economy, growth is necessary, and in order for growth to happen, inflation does have to be a part of that. Like that is going to happen.
Sure.
So then, when they raise rates, what are they doing then? They are, instead of trying to incite growth, they're trying to restrict it purposefully, right? They have immense power to do that.
Well, yes, but so again, this is getting a little bit heavier than I expected. But one of the
We're already here,
the
just keep
major
going.
downsides to reducing rates to the level that they were at for such an extended period of time, and basically like leaving that unmetered and letting the free market do what the free market does, and just let everyone decide what they want to do with the rates as low as they are. You have hedge funds buying up houses and raising them to exorbitant prices so that people like me have more trouble affording a house. Like this house, for example, that I'm in right now was, I think, probably about $190,000 whenever it was last sold, and that was about 3 years ago. And I bought it at $260,000. So in that small amount of time, just pre-pandemic to, I guess, still in the pandemic portion, we've gone up almost 50% on the house value, and it is continuing to climb at this point. And I don't know when that's going to stop. I knew that it was going to correct at some point and go down in value. I'm fine with that because it has to correct, and you can't just have unfettered growth. That doesn't work. So.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what I thought, because watching housing prices around here go up to me is like crazy. I mean, I've been here 10 years and it had never gone anywhere. It had just been like flatlined.
Yeah.
Since I got here,
It
and
really
I just thought
was in the past 5 years.
And everything I had heard was like places like Tennessee, they don't really feel the positive or the negative from, nationwide real estate price oscillations, right? They just don't feel it. But
Right.
now that is definitely not true anymore.
Think of the past.
They're getting it hard now,
Yeah.
which means it'll probably correct harder if it dumps, and I always think of houses here like altcoins, right? You've seen altcoins, they go up very fast and they come down very fast. I think a similar thing will happen.
I don't. I think that it will correct. I absolutely think that's going to happen. Like that has to happen. But with all of the external forces here, people from Texas, California, New York, Chicago, Florida, like all these like major metropolitan areas, moving here, building new houses, buying older houses for exorbitant money. Like I think that is like all of that's going to remain. That's not something that just like washes in like the tide and then leaves, right? I think that is definitely going to impact like pricing, especially on land in the area.
They're doing that because the tide is washing in.
Right, but I don't think it's come back. I don't think it's like a wave.
Get it?
Yeah.
Oh, I see where you're
You
at.
see now. Yes.
I see now with my eyes.
Climate change.
But
Wow.
I mean, we'll see what happens. Like I don't have a crystal ball or anything, but I can't imagine that we go from I don't think I'm losing 50% of the value on my house is what I'm trying to say.
No. Maybe 10%.
10 is what I'm thinking. That's like a normal market correction. 10% is about the average.
It wouldn't be normal because it's the middle of nowhere. They're not going to feel it like that again. Or maybe they will. Maybe demand will be sustained.
If you look up like lists online, if you like type in on Google like best cities to move to right now, like it's always like Nashville, Denver,
Atlanta.
Like those are usually like the top 3, and maybe like
Charlotte?
Austin.
Austin.
Or Charlotte.
Austin's on there, yeah.
Yeah. Like all inland places. Weird shit.
I cannot imagine anyone recommending anyone to move to Atlanta.
No? You don't like Atlanta?
I hate Atlanta.
I really
Recently, I started liking Atlanta more.
A lot of work down there.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
I don't know if I just don't get it or what it is, but like
You've been to the wrong parts.
I guess so,
That's for
because
sure.
like the downtown area for Atlanta, like I think the food is suboptimal.
Yeah.
I think that there's way too many goddamn people. It's hot as fuck. Like, what's the attraction?
You're in the wrong part.
Yo.
Like southern part of downtown. It's pretty great.
Okay.
If I was going to live in Atlanta, I would live in Decatur, which is
Right outside.
Yeah,
Right
family lives in
outside.
Decatur.
it's a nice little hipster town.
It is.
They got like fancy burgers and book fairs.
I've been to a show there before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And and like you can get fiber internet there. It's really nice. And it has a MARTA station. So you can go downtown. You can be
Nice.
downtown in like 20 minutes.
Not far at all.
That's where I would go if I was going to move to Atlanta.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just right outside the main area. That's the way to do it because the traffic downtown is always hell. Just that's the worst thing. So I had a friend that lived downtown for like 4 years. Going to visit him was kind of like in the past like decade, like visiting someone in New York. Park your car, forget it. You don't need it. Just hop on the MARTA
Sure.
for the rest of your trip. I mean,
Yeah.
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 It's nice.
It
Yeah.
is.
I don't know. I'm just like less a fan of people anyways.
That's
Like,
fair.
Yeah.
like that amount of people, I mean. Like
Yeah.
people are fine in general.
See, that's
But-
why you go to Decatur.
Yeah.
It's a
That's
place
fair.
small enough to have book fairs.
They have book fairs in big cities. I think.
Yeah, but not like, I don't know. They don't have them in like Times Square or something. Right?
I feel like they
I
do.
can't imagine that they don't.
They have everything in Times Square. If
There's
if
at least
you can
one
buy
Borders.
it or do it, it's probably there.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
Times Square fucking sucks. Have you guys been there recently?
Barnes
No.
and Noble?
Barnes and Noble, there you go.
There it is.
Times Square is terrible.
Hmm.
Like, it's great to see all the lights and all the billboards and everything.
Yeah.
And then that's it. Like, all the stores are like super, super like it. It's either like a
Tourist.
very clean, like posh corporate store, or it's like those shitty gift shops.
Shithole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where like they just get like 500 sweatshirts shipped in from China that say "I love New York" on them.
Yeah. And sell them for like $40 fucking.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's either one or the other.
Yeah. Costs like $1 to make, sell them for like $40-$50 a pop.
Yep.
Yeah.
I did that one time. I was like 12.
You were an importer? Oh no, you bought a sweater. I see.
Not
See,
in, I didn't have a Chinese clothing trade company when I was 12 now.
So I thought that you had some sort of organization set up with some people in the PRC.
No.
Okay.
No.
Huh.
Fun fact, I have never been to
China.
correct. Or the Big Apple.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Got to visit the Big Apple. It's worth it.
At some point. I don't know. It's one of those places where I'm just like, it's a fucking big city.
You gotta go see shows. That's why you go. You go to see musicals and
Yep, that's what I'm
Good
doing.
place.
For my birthday this year, I'm going to New York City.
I used to go there once a year for a week and just see shows.
Yeah,
That was like my yearly thing.
nice.
That's awesome.
But
one of the best things, you just go to Chinatown and just walk into a random restaurant.
Yep.
Open up a menu and point.
Pretty
yeah,
much.
Yeah. Get
Okay.
bagels. Bagels in New York are good.
New York bagels
Oh,
are
yeah.
fantastic. Not overrated at all.
One of the second to last time I was there was this dude selling laminated pickup lines,
Okay,
like on paper.
I like that.
That was like 2004.
Mad hustle.
Damn,
Mad hustle.
you can't do that anymore.
No.
That guy was getting it. You know, that's so crazy. That's
Yeah.
damn.
Entire industries are collapsing
Wow.
because of the woke movement.
That guy was doing business.
Everything's just so different post 9/11.
Yep. I don't know if that's
Man.
where I was going with that, but that's fine.
Sorry. I was on a different wavelength there.
I guess so.
Man, you want to buy you want to buy a house there, Lord, you have to have so much money.
Yeah.
And
$1 million didn't even cut it.
where I grew up in Washington, D.C. And, just out on the Virginia side, just outside of Washington, D.C. And, the place where I grew up now is worth like crazy amount of money, like scary amount of money. And if I wanted to buy a place there, it would not be nice. Almost none of it. It would either be really small or, something will be wrong with it in some kind of way.
You have to like buy a condo. Where
Yeah.
There's like 400 other units.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't imagine putting like 400 grand, into a box on top of like a bunch of other boxes. It just
No,
makes me think of that thing that happened in Florida. What happens to all those people?
Oh, with the collapse of
The Miami collapse
Yeah.
building.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. What happens to your? Hope you had insurance.
Yeah, I
Does
guess
it
so.
cover the building just spontaneously?
Do you have your collapse insurance?
Oh,
Yeah.
man. I just immediately thought about my cats.
I
It was
know.
like,
Aw.
damn, that fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Just like click and gone.
No more
I
cats.
know.
Well, I mean, it could be no more you. So
Yeah.
I think some people. How many people died from that thing?
I don't know.
Anyone? I don't know. I'm sure some
I'm
people
pretty
did.
sure there were some deaths. I don't remember
Yeah.
how many. Oh, here we go. The answer at our fingertips.
It is really sad though. It makes
Yeah.
me. I don't know. I used to have a condo in Virginia, and it was old. I renovated it. It looked better, but it was old.
All right, it was 98 people.
98 people died.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
fuck! Yeah, that's
There's
not
more
a
than a few.
that's not a hope you have insurance kind of thing. That's
No.
like
Right.
god damn.
That's a disaster.
Hope
That
you
was
got the
like
life
almost this time
insurance.
last year. That's crazy.
Yeah, I can't believe it's been that long.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
That was July 27th.
Yeah, time doesn't really exist anymore.
It doesn't.
After post COVID,
Damn.
like people just who the fuck knows what's going on.
Yeah,
No.
agreed.
Oh, come
What?
on now.
What happened?
We gotta stay frosty.
It's because he journals. You can't
'cause
trust him.
Sure, it's because of journals. There it is.
I don't know. It is difficult. Time has gotten away from us.
Yeah, I mean it's a thing. I think it comes with age too, but I don't know. It does feel like time has been much more rapid as of recently, but who knows?
Yeah, it's been 3 years since I've been working at this job, and it feels like just yesterday I left the career I had previously.
Yeah, yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I've been at the same company for like 7 years.
Wow.
Feels good and bad.
That's a
3
super long time considering you started working there when you were 12.
Started when I was 17.
Ah,
Yeah.
Man.
I've been there slightly less time than you, and I'm trying to escape.
Aren't we all, buddy?
Gotta go.
Yep.
So 7 years ago, Bitcoin was $200.
That's crazy to think about.
It is crazy.
I just like that you have units of time memorized for just Bitcoin values.
Yo, that's not all.
Will's brain is a
I
chart.
got, but wait, there's more.
All he sees is little candles.
Just little green
Yeah.
and red, buddy.
Yeah, man. No,
Mostly green.
I have
Yeah.
way more colors than that in mine.
Really?
Just for reference, everyone, we're talking about stock and like Bitcoin
Trading.
charts,
Mhm.
trading charts,
Trading.
and they have like little things that look like candles that help you read it better.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Price candles.
So I remember,
Yeah.
I'm sure everyone has a memory like this, but it was like 2011. I had a buddy that was at college with me, and it was just a little community college. And he was hanging out one day, and he was the first one really talking about like Bitcoin to me. And I'd heard about it, I didn't know anything about it. And he kept saying over and over, in 10 years, you're never going to see me again, man, I tell you. And I don't know where the hell he is. He was damn right.
Yo.
I have no idea where he is. So
That man, Elon Musk.
Yeah, that's funny.
Elon Musk.
Seriously though.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things I regret to this day. I should have listened to it.
It's not over, man.
It's true. I do need to hop in on it. I've messed around with stocks and stuff, but I've never really hopped on the crypto.
Do you remember that
train
guy's
yet.
name?
Oliver. I remember his last name too. Green.
Huh.
Wow.
Does he play poker?
We're gonna have to look that part
Probably.
out, probably.
Big boy. Real big boy.
I think I've met this person.
He's a real good guy. We did a lot of film stuff together for a while, and
Around
we
here?
went to school. Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Huh.
Good guy.
I have an unrelated story.
Okay.
Let's hear it.
I'm mostly transitioning to this because I can't talk about Bitcoin anymore.
Oh.
I just can't.
It's all anyone wants to talk about.
That's true. Yeah, I
a
hear it
good
every day,
sign.
day in and day out.
It's a sign.
You know what I
It
haven't
is.
heard about in a while though?
Mm.
Fucking NFTs.
I haven't
Yeah.
either.
Thank Christ.
I wonder what happened.
Well, someone tried to sell like the first tweet ever for like $3 million, and they got like $400 out of it.
They bought it for that much.
That's what I'm saying. They bought. Well, yeah, that's right. Yeah, they bought it for that much. We're trying to sell it for more, and that was the opening bid, I think. And then he ended up selling it for like $400 or something.
I thought it was even less than what he paid for it, wasn't it?
Yeah, I thought it was like
200, wasn't it?
Yeah, hold on.
I think it
No,
was.
that's what I'm
200.
saying. He spent $300 or like a couple $1 million on it. He sold it for like $400.
Oh,
I thought
Not $400 million, like $400.
yeah.
I thought it was like $280.
$280. It went from $48 million
Yeah.
Oh, that's
yeah.
to $280.
Yeah. Fucking idiot.
Oh,
Well,
poor bastard.
I can relate. Damn.
There's this kid I work with that he just had like all of his Bitcoin stuff on his computer, didn't have like a VPN, didn't have any protections, wasn't doing it through like what was some kind of like special database or something, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't understand a lot of that yet, but he got hacked. It took $10,000 from this kid. He's 17 years old.
Oh no.
And I don't even know what to say to him.
Is that the guy that wears the Yeezys?
Correct.
Yep, that's him.
Okay.
That's the
Yeah.
one.
I knew immediately.
And I feel so bad for the kid. He was like not the same person for like 2 weeks.
I'd
Yeah.
say so.
He was just not.
When $10,000 disappears, it's a
Yeah.
bad time.
Yeah, and it's not like it's not like the kid's like made of money or anything. He's
Yeah.
a 17-year-old kid, man.
Yeah.
And he got real lucky, and then got real.
He donkeyed
it. Yeah, and like he didn't have any protections or anything on it. So
Lesson learned.
lesson learned. Wrap that shit up.
I mean, that's
Wrap
an
it before
expensive,
you,
There you go.
wrap it
True.
before you mine it.
that's an expensive lesson, but in the grand scheme of things, $10,000 is a lot when you're 17.
Oh yeah, I mean,
And to have gotten that lucky so suddenly,
I mean that could
that
really help
hurts.
him out in college.
Stings. Yeah.
Feel bad for him.
They could buy a car.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Maybe not today.
Yeah, maybe not
Yeah,
in one
yeah.
shot.
I mean,
yeah.
he could get a shitty.
You can buy something that moves forward and maybe backwards
Yo,
for
he
$10,000 right
get
now.
a 4-year car.
Yeah.
You could get a, the one wheel.
Yeah.
I want to
you-
get.
me
I
too.
want to get the one wheel.
I want one bad, man. They're like
The-
$1,000 or something.
They're $2,000
There's like 3 models
for the nice one.
Yeah.
The one that goes like 20 miles an hour.
Yeah,
Have you
they
guys
came out
seen
with a
those-
new one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen those YouTube videos of those guys that buy cars from China
No.
and they like ship directly from China over here in a giant crate and it takes like 6 months?
Oh.
I think me and Rob watched this video.
Yeah, we saw the one with the truck.
And it's basically like it has the chassis of like a battery powered like maybe like a go-kart essentially,
Oh no.
and it drives about like a go-kart, and it has this like huge like plastic shell on it that just sits on it, and seats are fairly normal. They're like little car go-kart seats, kind of like the one I saw even had like air conditioning and stuff, but he like ripped it all apart, and it has like a house air conditioner basically that's just repurposed, and it's like inside the dash, and
What?
it was crazy shit.
Is it like a 3D printed plastic casing outside?
I'm sure it
I'm
is
sure it
something
probably
like
is.
that.
Yeah.
So there is this local company here. I used to do a lot of like insurance stuff with some local guys around here and worked with a lot of local businesses. But there is a local company here, kind of near the community college down that highway out there. But it's like 3D printed or vehicles, and they're weird because some of them are meant to be like mock designs for inner city transportations that are self-driving.
Yo, you talking
Okay.
about local motors?
I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so
Nice.
you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so they
Yeah.
have this one. It literally looks like a giant 3D printed cube. And it's supposed to be like a bus for the future that drives itself and goes around.
Huh.
But you look at these things from the outside, and they're like, oh, yeah, they're totally safe. And I'm thinking, man, I could take a hammer and just crack this thing with this, I feel like. But they
Yeah.
say they're like crazy durable and everything. Now, Grant, I don't know anything about it. I'm sure they are. But they're cool as hell looking, man.
They are.
Yeah.
Actually, it's funny you should mention that. So, my ex-girlfriend worked there.
Oh, crazy, man.
And they recently have dissolved.
Oh, no.
They're not a company anymore.
That's so sad.
I had no idea about that.
Yeah.
Well, that's super depressing.
Yeah. And apparently it ran over someone somewhere. The Ollie is the one that does the
Ollie.
the
That's ringing a
transpo,
bell.
the urban center transpo. I think it ran over, it crashed or something somewhere.
That's not good.
One of them.
It's funny. I went there on like for a sales meeting or something. And
Yeah.
honestly, I don't think we talked about anything. I think I just asked about the damn cars the whole time. I was
Can't blame you.
fascinated.
Huh.
Like I think it was clearly not a happening type situation.
Yeah, right.
I've been there to that building.
Yeah.
Have you been there?
Oh, it's cool, man.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Everything's 3D printed.
Yeah, it feels like something that would have been thrown in the middle of like Silicon
Yeah.
Valley, in the middle of not
gnarly.
Silicon Valley.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes. And again, just it's wild, man.
Yeah.
Cool little showroom they've got there. So
Or did.
well, yes, did.
You would think with
R.I.P.
all the Californians coming in that they'd be hopping today, but
Well,
Yeah.
maybe they'll have their day again. You never know.
yeah.
I wonder who will move into that building.
I don't know. Now, if I remember correctly, they were not originally out of here. They did
Yeah.
have another base place, so maybe they are still operating wherever that.
No,
Oh, wait. So that's right. You said
they're gone.
Oh, well.
They've
Okay.
dissolved.
Rip.
I know.
Yep.
That
I
is so
know.
sad because it really was a cool concept. But that maybe there's someone else that's going to hop in those shoes. You never
Yeah.
know. So
And one of their cars they made was in the one of the Captain America movies or something.
really,
Yeah.
well, I'm gonna have to go look more up
Yeah.
about this later,
It's
man.
interesting.
Yeah.
Sad.
Your comment about Californians wanting cars that are 3D printed reminded me of the newest South Park episode. Have you guys seen it?
No.
I have not.
I haven't seen the newest.
So
no.
the gist of it is all these people are moving in to South Park from California, and a lot of it's about realtors and like making fun of them, which is pretty funny. But all of the people from California come in and they're all like robots, basically. They look like humans, but they act like robots, and they just say Tesla, metal bottle of water. Tesla,
I
metal
think I
bottle of
did
water.
see this. Is this the one where Cartman like starts competing with his mom to sell
Yep.
real estate? Yeah, I did
Yep.
see this one actually. I forgot I did see this one.
It's so fucking good because all the people are just saying that and they say nothing else.
I mean, that sounds about right. Yeah.
Twitter,
Yeah,
desktop,
I think they do say Twitter as well.
I mean, that's-
NFTs.
NFTs. That sounds about right. Those Californians are wild. They
Yeah.
basically are robots.
Solar panels.
Nice.
Yeah. Cool.
So, anyways, about the story that I was going to tell. It's
Oh,
like
yeah.
half an hour ago.
Yeah, that was a minute ago.
So I talked to Jimmy very, very briefly about this, and I was starting to say this, and it was one of those conversations that like started to begin, and he was immediately like,
We gotta save it.
"We can't talk about this right now." So you're lucky enough to be here for it.
Saved it for the podcast.
Intriguing.
So the only snippet of information that I gave Jimmy was, when I was a kid, we were once asked to leave an Old Navy, and James was like, "Okay, you gotta let us know." So this is how this happened. I've talked about my mom a little bit on the podcast and our tumultuous adventures together.
Yeah.
But on one such occasion, I got dragged along to go shopping, as most kids do, and we go to Old Navy, which, if you don't know, it's a clothing store that's questionable in terms of
Quality.
Quality, yeah.
My dad used to call it old gravy.
Yep, that's basically what it is. I mean, it's it's kind of nice for the price, but it's a cheaper store.
A guy once told me anytime he goes to like South America, he goes to Old Navy and buys up a bunch of shirts and just like generic brand shirts so that he can blend in to give you an idea.
That's awesome. I
That is
love
great.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good representation of Old Navy.
Yeah,
Yep.
it really is.
Yeah. So we go in, and my mom has like just this full basket of stuff, and it's like, stuff for her, and of course like a couple things for like me and my brother and all that kind of stuff. And she goes to check out, and it's her and my aunt are shopping together. And my aunt is usually slightly more reasonable, but it depends on the occasion. So, we get to check out, and my mom was excited to use this coupon, and she was like stoked about it. She was like, "I've got this coupon.
Oh no.
It's like an extra 30% off. We're gonna get all this stuff. We're gonna buy $100 worth of stuff for like $70. We're good."
Getting PTSD from working
Yeah.
retail for 7 years.
Yeah,
I know how this is gonna go.
So, anyways, they get to the front, and I gotta add this in. My mom like knew this coupon was not gonna work because it was expired. Like, She knew going into this.
Oh.
This coupon is expired.
That adds a lot of fuel
Yeah.
to this fire.
Oh.
So she thinks she's slick, and like she hands them the coupon, but she like puts her thumb over the expiration date, and then hands it to him. And then, but she doesn't realize that she has to let go to like give them the coupon. So as soon as she lets go, her thumb goes away, and that's when they, they're like, "Oh, sorry, this expired like a year and a half ago." Like it was really expired. It wasn't like just regular.
Was she
expired.
raising hell?
And well,
Guess we're getting there, huh?
yeah. So she's arguing with the probably 18-year-old clerk,
Yeah.
back and forth about, you guys should accept this anyways. And then she's like, you know what? Enough of this. I want to talk to a manager now.
Oh yeah.
And so the manager comes out, and she's like, "Listen, ma'am, this coupon is expired, and it's like if it were a little bit of time, I could help you out, but this is really, really expired. So like, I can't help you. I'll tell you what, to accommodate for this, instead of 30% off, we'll give you 10% off." And I was like, wow, how nice of them.
Right.
My mom was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" And she's like yelling at the manager.
How much money was this over, you think?
Like $20.
That's enough.
It was going from $100 down to $70.
Damn.
And instead of $70, she had to pay $90. And my mom lost her fucking mind.
Damn.
But it wasn't about the $20. It was about the principle. Like
Sure.
She wanted to win.
Right.
Right. So she's like screaming, freaking out about this. And the manager is staying calm and is just like, "Hey, enough. Like, last chance. You can either take the 10%, buy this stuff, or you can leave. Like, I can't have you yelling at people like this."
Right.
And
Oh no.
this did not have a soothing effect on my mother. It had the opposite effect.
Did they just tell her to chill out? That always works.
That's
Oh,
basically what
no.
happened, but
I
it was
see.
really nice and professional.
Got it.
Like, "Hey, I can't have you make a scene in this store," kind of deal.
Right.
Oh my God.
And my mom comes back with the wildest shit that she has. That up until that point in my life, I was like, "That's not what that means."
Right.
So she says, "You guys are prejudiced."
Oh.
Prejudiced.
Prejudiced.
What was she talking about? You're white. You're very white. So is your mom.
She said, "You guys are discriminating against us."
For what?
Oh no.
And
This was so early. This was before like that was like a thing you'd see on like TikTok or whatever where they're like Karens are freaking out.
This had to have been pre-cell phones.
Yeah, she was the originator. Like they had
Wow.
the security footage, and it went out like in the mail to Karens all across the United States. They're like, this is the instructional video. Do this shit right here.
That's incredible.
But yeah, so she's like talking about how we're getting discriminated against, and this is like I was fairly young, but I think we were like learning about like American history at the time, and I was like, no,
That's not it.
that's not what that means.
Wrong word, mother.
And it was 1, the clerk was white. 2, manager was white. 3, mom and myself, both very white. Like there's nothing going on there. So I was standing there just mortified.
I'd
like,
say so.
how do I escape? Because I'm 13, I can't just leave.
Right.
And
You need a parent or guardian.
yeah, and my mom is freaking out in the Old Navy, and now she's not wanting to leave.
Oh no.
And the manager's like, "I'm going to call the cops, please." And so my mom is like screaming on her way out the building, "Well, like, just fine, we'll leave, but this place sucks. You just lost a customer." And just like runs out the building. And I'm like, I get out and I'm like, "Well, why am I here, man?
Right.
Like, why have you done this to
Man,
me?"
anytime you like fuck up, rub me the wrong way, or like just something goes wrong, got a lot more slack, buddy.
Yeah.
Got a lot more slack.
Yeah. Well, you know why.
Man.
Your mom is going to be on Will's bad list.
Yep, he's going to write about her in the journal later.
No.
I
See, she's not causing a problem for me.
That's fair.
As much as I sympathize with your situation.
I
Yeah.
would, however,
It's
like
part-
to take this moment to say my mother is nowhere near like that, and she is a sweet lady in comparison. But she, however, is not afraid to ask for a manager if an injustice has been occurred.
That's fair.
My mom, I tell a lot of stories about my mom, and there's good reason behind this. But she certainly did her best as a single mom, and I as much as some of those times we're misguided.
Is all
to
of
say
this
the
in case
least.
she's listening?
No,
Oh, okay.
I'm just.
Just making sure.
This is all true. This is just me talking. But
See, my mom listens to the podcast, so if something like this happened to my mom, no way.
yeah, you
Yeah.
couldn't talk about it.
That's why I'm defending my mom.
And that's
in
because
case she
it-
does
Just in
wanna do
case.
it.
Just in case.
Just for the record, my mom is perfect.
Mine as well.
Yes.
Yes.
Your mom's great.
Yeah, never done anything wrong even once.
True.
She got a speeding ticket once.
What the fuck? Straight to jail.
Yeah, mine's definitely guilty of that one a few times.
Yeah, but other than that, she's perfect.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, my
Breaking the law doesn't make her bad.
I agree.
No, of course.
My mom breaks the law all the time.
I think if you
We
murder
break the law
someone,
all the time.
yeah, we do that shit
All the
I
time.
think
We
we
break the law.
technically did that tonight.
No, we didn't.
Oh, true. This is all
Technically,
legal.
we didn't actually.
Technically, this
Not
is all
yet,
legal.
at least.
That's true.
Oh, speaking of which, we need another round. All right, I think that's probably enough at this point. Some of us are feeling the effects a little more than others, and I think it's time to probably wrap her up. So
Yeah, the effects are here.
the effects are here. So, in true Appleboys fashion, for the guest Appleboys, honorary Appleboys, if you will, we close out every episode with the same deal. We're just gonna go around the table. Jimmy, do you have anything to say to the audience?
Just happy tonight. That's all I got.
Nice,
Thank you for having me on tonight, guys, but happy tonight.
absolutely, man. Anytime.
Happy tonight. Very
Thanks, Will.
happy tonight.
Happy tonight, everyone.
You've been listening to the Appleboys podcast. I know. We're badass. We hope you enjoyed the show. Make sure to like, rate, and review. Thank you for listening, especially premium subscribers. We'll be back soon. But in the meantime, hook up with us on Discord at discord.gg/Appleboys, on the website at appleboys.us, and Twitter and Facebook at AppleboysPod. Happy tonight.